Turn what?
To the book of Revelations.
Chapter 7, verses 16 and 17.
Yes, sir.
They shall hunger no more, neither shall they thirst anymore.
Preacher.
For God shall wipe away
Yes, sir.
every tear from their eye. Get ready for the revolution. What you say now? Oh, ain't nobody gonna do the. All right.
Do you want a revolution? Whoop whoop. Do you want a revolution? Whoop whoop.
Well, so much for that.
Hey. Kirk, Frank, Lynn.
And he thought that was cute.
It was.
He thought that was cute.
Hey, man. Go ahead and open us up, Marquis.
There we go.
Hey.
What's Gucci?
Hey.
What's going on?
What it do?
Hey.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Anyway, man, let's get into it. What happened in the news this week?
Your boy,
Who that?
Kanye.
That was the previous week.
Matt Rule.
he was in there this week too.
He got fired.
Who?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule, yeah, from the Panthers.
And the offensive coordinator.
The offensive coordinator got fired too? Dang.
What happened?
I thought it was defensive coordinator.
Defensive, offensive coordinator.
Same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
It's
not
not the same,
Wow,
but
okay,
you know.
yeah.
Same
Definitely
difference.
Definitely not the same
Oh,
thing.
okay. Same difference then.
Offense
Oh,
and
okay.
defense is two different sides.
Yeah.
It's
But
Same
they got
difference.
fired.
What happened?
Because they suck.
Oh,
Sorry.
we ain't say that.
Yeah.
So they
Darn.
no.
so
But
they
those weren't my words, though.
Yeah, right.
They weren't
Gotcha.
my words.
Gotcha.
Man, I think his record was like his record like 4 wins in 2 seasons so far, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, and he got one of them this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Dang, man, you set my fan outside.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, dang, it did get a little warm.
Oh my goodness.
For real, bro.
But then
Here
it's
y'all
like the
I got
air.
long sleeves on, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Man, what
I
you-
dropped the AC to like 71. What is
70 anything is the wrong answer.
First of all, in this household, it is the correct answer.
Listen, I said I wanted to cut out all this fluff, man. We just-
Right. And you've been fluffing the whole time.
Wow, that doesn't sound right.
What,
What
you've
you
been
trying to
fluffing
say?
the whole time?
Yeah, that don't do me like that. Dom over there confused. He don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I might have an idea, but we're not going to go there. We're going to keep it PG today.
Are we
Are
gonna
we?
start out? Are we gonna start out with the
I was
wine?
about to say, aren't we
Yeah.
doing peachy?
Well, let's start off
Let's
with
go
some
ahead.
wine.
Wine, yes. This is Wood Mill Winery. It's a North Carolina fruit wine. It is strawberry,
Okay.
based out of Vail, North Carolina.
What's our alcohol percentage?
It's only 10. That's only.
Lord, the disappointment of the alcoholics in the room.
Wait a minute. Who's alcoholic? I am
Everybody
not
with-
alcoholic.
Wait a minute. You called it a fruit wine?
That's what it's called.
But-
North Carolina fruit wine.
Isn't that the whole thing behind wine?
I'm saying what this bottle says. It definitely says strawberry.
I could have
North
sworn
Carolina
that
fruit
wine was. That's all wine was fruit.
You think because it comes from a grape?
That's a fruit.
So I think when they say fruit wine, meaning there's added,
Flavors.
right,
Yeah.
so to speak.
But we ain't got to get technical today.
Right. We're not. But North
Well, I'm
Carolina.
ready to give it a taste.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's a sweet wine.
Sweet red.
wine.
Everybody but that one over there tastes it.
It'd be better
know
if
what
it
it-
was cold.
Got an aftertaste to it.
You know what? When I first went in to give it a taste, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Strawberry jelly.
Oh.
It does. It puts you in that mindset of, I taste no type of alcohol, but that's not necessarily a bad thing either. So,
Yeah.
Let's check out this wine, man.
Crickets. 3 hours later.
Right. You took a big gulp.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
That wine is, it's really smooth going down. Has a very fruity taste. That's the fruit wine terminology.
oh my gosh,
I can see it.
see,
The sarcasm was
right.
real.
God has a way
you
of getting
okay?
you immediately.
But you did take a big gulp of it though,
Because
so
it was really good. I can see it being paired with barbecue though, and I know that sounds a little different, right? But I really can like, and being that
Like
it's
some
North
ribs or
Carolina, they may
something.
have had that in mind. You'd be surprised, you know, because we like our barbecue centric place.
right.
Yeah,
Citric.
Yeah.
centric ain't the right word.
I don't find this citrically. You know.
Oh no, not citrus.
Not citrus. Not. I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah. I
It
was
did
sorry.
sound a little citrusy.
Because I'm country.
Enunciate.
I know. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. We were watching this video today, man.
Oh Jesus.
I just want to touch on it real quick, man. Because
No, I don't want her getting no type of.
no, I'm not gonna say no names, but it's just the overall arching theme of it. Let me say this because of what we're gonna get into today. I want to put this. This is kind of like a PSA, right? So, as much as I have a distaste for white supremacy, I hate black supremacy just the same. I just want to put that out there for what's about to come, what's about to come later in the show, so everybody know. I can't stand racism in any form. All right. With that being said, so LeBron has this. I guess you can kind of call it like a podcast video. This little show. It's called The Shop. Y'all never heard of it?
No.
So yeah, he got this thing called like The Shop. It's like him and his little crew they grew up with, whatever you call it, his little boys or whatever. And they get together and talk. You know, kind of like what we doing right now. But so Kanye was scheduled to talk to them. And whatever took place, they released either yesterday or today that they weren't going to release it because it was too much hate speech involved.
Well, I seen that he's been getting canceled on a lot of stuff. Kanye is.
Yeah, but here's my thing. My take on it is I call BS. Number one, you knew what Kanye was gonna more than likely have to say when you agreed to have him come through. Number two, I just find it very distasteful not to have both sides heard or represented. Whether it was hateful or not, you're basically saying that we're that gullible that just because Kanye said it, we're just gonna, oh yeah, that's how I feel too. I just find that very distasteful. Even though my wife, she made a good point because she was saying that how did you say it, babe?
Sum it up for me and then I'll.
you were saying basically like, well, there's a responsibility for them to kind of keep that kind of stuff because the truth is that people are kind of that gullible or something like
Right. I do feel like in today's society that people are totally gullible. But also that it allows us allowing certain things to be said and put out there for everyone to hear opens the door of opportunity for other people who don't necessarily have to have a big platform or anything. But it opens that door of opportunity for them to step in and say, oh, well, so-and-so said it, so now I can say this too. No. Because you be done said the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna catch you in the street, they gonna knock your head off.
Right.
So, I think that certain things should be, if you have a platform and you do notice that, nah, this ain't gonna fly, I don't think you should release it. Because we don't know what was said, and it could have been some outrageous talking out the side. He could have truly in that moment had that breakdown that he is on the verge of having. Anyway, so.
And, it could have been a thing, too, kind of tying to what you were saying. And, it kind of could have been something where he said that would have kind of messed up their reputation on their show.
Right.
And so, Kanye is a very open person.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no telling what came out of his mouth.
Right.
Yeah, I seen somewhere he tried to show the people porn. Like, you in a business meeting showing the people porn?
He don't care.
Like,
But,
what?
but he has so much support from so many people. Like, it don't matter what he do.
Right. That's crazy. Like I said before, he is on the verge, I believe, of a mental, well, he's already having a mental breakdown, but he is on the verge of completely losing his mind, and he needs some help.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I don't think that people should be opening up their platforms in hopes of trying to change his mind. That's not the way to do it. Do this stuff privately. If you're truly for him and his mental health, do it privately.
For sure. Well, I think they should release it. I actually think that they're going to release it. They're just waiting on
The right time, probably.
That and the fact that they don't want it on them, so they can kind of push it off. They're waiting on everyone to be like, "Nah, release it." All right, we're gonna release it, but we said.
Remember, y'all wanted this.
Right?
This is what you wanted to hear.
Yeah,
so,
I can see that, but they'll probably put some legal things in place first in order for that to get released.
Right.
If it's that bad.
I mean, because I'm gonna say this: Kanye come here, that shit getting released same night.
Unedited.
Hey man, damn all that.
Yeah, unedited.
Unedited.
You ain't gonna need to edit nothing.
Right.
You gonna need to hear every last word he said.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have them same beliefs.
Yes.
Marjorie Taylor said some outlandish things in I guess in the news or something. and I don't even know if I'm gonna release the stuff that she said. I'm not even gonna sit here and repeat it. I'm gonna say this though. Well, the news need to start because the whole thing is we don't even know who she's running against, right? Down in Georgia, right? We don't even know. I think it's the 14th district, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm hoping these people down in Georgia will definitely get out and vote next month. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and get her out of there. Because, like I've been saying all week, what does it say about us that we have people like a Marjorie Taylor or a Donald Trump representing us, being our face, our vocal point? We got, they just absolutely, this is insanity, man. These people say, I'm talking about, you think Kanye crazy. They crazy. Mm-hmm. They're insane. Literally. Like, by every meaning of the definition, these are some clowns, man.
Right.
And so, I just want to encourage people to, like, don't sit here and say your vote don't count. Why don't you do this instead? Instead of saying that your vote doesn't count, educate yourself to see why it does count.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Educate yourself to see why it does count. And then go vote, man. They're trying to continuously minimize. And if you got a problem with your vote, the percentage that your vote will, how much it weighs, then that's all the more reason to go vote.
Exactly.
So you can put pressure on them to make changes, man.
Right. How are you going to ever change it if you don't go out there and attempt to make the change?
It makes no sense. What y'all allowing these clowns to keep keep getting in office. And if you got one Marjorie Taylor, you're gonna have another one, you know, down the line, because they think it's okay instead of having a platform to make changes, or instead of saying, hey man, I'm gonna be responsible. These Republicans will much rather get a vote based on how can I put it? Based on whatever's hot, or however they can get it. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
I mean, they're critical. They run off critical race theory. You know, they running off of that shit, right? They're talking about so any hot topics that they ain't standing on anything. There's no, you know, I can't even talk because it's so fucking senseless. I can't even think of how to explain it. Seriously. So it's just like, hey, listen, man. Yeah, just get out there and vote, man.
Right.
These guys, my whole thing is, if I'm going to lose, man, like I told you the other day, if I'm going to lose, then I'm going to lose with some damn dignity. They don't give a shit. They want to win by any means necessary. They don't give a damn.
Right.
No dignity. I mean dignity. No diggity, no doubt.
No doubt.
But no dignity whatsoever. At all.
Right.
They don't give a damn. I just want to win.
By any means necessary.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, what's that old saying, man? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's exactly what's happening in our country, man. The Republican Party, man. We're falling for any damn thing. And it's sad because I feel like, and I mean, I joke around and say I'm Republican, but the truth is I do lean Republican. And it kind of make me upset because it's like, man, I lean this way, but this party is retarded. As a whole, I mean, like the basis, I ain't gonna say as a whole, but what's being shown today, where it seems is going, it's crazy as hell, man.
Right.
And these clowns, man, they got to go, man. We got to vote. We need to quit nominating these some guns to begin with. Quit nominating these fools just because you scared to lose. Lose with dignity. Get them on the next one. Shit.
Yeah, but you also got a lot of people who have the same mindset as they do. You also got to think about that too.
That's what I'm saying, and that comes in with education. That has a lot to do with education. Overall, like I said, the base of the Republican Party, the majority of them are uneducated. I mean, we just got to be honest about that. They're not the smartest people. They're not. I mean, these guys are the type of people that were going and shooting chlorine up their damn veins. They stupid.
All in because
Because
that goes
said
back
something.
to what I said about us being so gullible that as a society
I can't understand it. I can't. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just can't understand how we can be that simple minded that we'll do any damn thing just because somebody cool says it.
Yep.
And on that same vein, let me bring up the literacy and proper grammar. I think I should. I think that's how I want to put it. So I see y'all looking at me, right? Hear what I'm about to say. These rappers, and I'm gonna say rappers, right? These rappers get on social media, they be typing, right? And it takes you 20 minutes to understand what could have been 3 sentences because of the way that they're talking. Because of the way they're typing. It has no semblance of the English language outside of the characters. A, B, C, D. You can't make there's no punctuation. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to use proper English. Are you doing it because... Actually, I think the truth is they can't read because I watched some of the BET Awards. They just can't read, you know. Mm-hmm. But instead of going... You got all the money in the world now. And instead of going to address that situation rather, you choose to continue to be... I'm not going to call them stupid. They're not stupid. But in that area, they're lacking, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why we have rules to writing properly. And being able to write is a blessing. And I'm going to tell you why it's a blessing. Because writing allows us to pass down. It allows us to pass down knowledge from one generation to another. Mm-hmm. Now, I know we have video, and that's great. Video is great. But writing, books, I mean, you can go hieroglyphics. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's what we've used throughout time in order to pass down history.
To pass down, and it's not just history; it's knowledge. So, so from and it is his history in a sense, but it's like, how does a person fuel up a car? Literally, somebody can go down and write that down, right? How to fuel a car up. Mm-hmm. So that even if we have no more videos and all of that stuff, we have the ability to say how to fuel a car up, right? Let's start putting some emphasis on proper grammar.
Right.
No, it's important, man, because when you can't write, that means your comprehension goes down as well. And if you can't comprehend, that means going back to the political conversation. That means that through legalese and stuff like that, right? You can't understand law. That means they are writing stuff that is going over our heads as a people, and we can't understand it because nobody wants to put emphasis on education.
Right.
We need to get back to that, man. We need to get back to saying that education is cool. Like, there was a time where we were doing that. Now it's like, oh man, I get money, I'm chasing the bag. Yeah, chase the bag with some sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Chase the bag with diploma, high school diploma, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I think it all depends on, what you're, we all trying to get the bag. It all depends what kind of bag you're trying to get. So, like, if you're going into investing, you have no choice but to have knowledge. You have to read about stocks. You have to read about just the understanding of investing. Then you figure out what type of strategies you can use to do so. Or, to get the bag, you could be an entrepreneur, own a business, or 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? In order to do that, you have to have some type of knowledge. Whether you had it before you started or not, you had to find a way to attain that knowledge to be able to do what you need to do. Because you only can get so much help outside without money. You know what I'm saying?
I think that in any kind of bag you chasing, you're gonna need the basics of proper grammar.
Not necessarily. Really. Not necessarily.
How you gonna communicate?
This is the same way you communicate in the streets. Mm-hmm. Like, if you have, like, so rappers, since you brought that up, mm-hmm. When they go into the industry, the people that they deal with, they're not the first person that they dealt with that, talks the way they talk. So there's already an understanding.
It's not about how you talk. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm talking about reading comprehension and writing.
But not everything you need to read and write.
Why you don't? You got to read your contract.
That's why you got.
That's why they be having. Stuff. But then again, when you do stuff like that, you're putting all your faith and trust in somebody else.
Right.
I ain't like y'all. I don't trust everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. And then you hear all these stories about the mother being broke. You get what I'm saying?
Because the people that took their money.
Why not just fucking educate yourself? Mm-hmm. And then we ain't got to have this conversation. You get what I'm saying? I'm not talking about going to get a college degree. I'm simply saying apply yourself on a high school level. That's all I'm saying. Like, they don't have pride in it. But furthermore, what I'm getting at is when you got people looking at you, it's kind of like what we were talking about on the off week. You have a platform. People are looking at the way you write, and they're defending that dumb shit. They're like, nah, man, don't be attacking him. He like this. Bro, that's how he talk. That's just how he is. Blah blah blah. No, man. All we saying is, bro, just do better. And people find fault with just saying do better. They find more fault in you telling him to do better than they do in him doing wrong. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
But you keep in mind, too, the audience that he was trying to reach when he sent that message is the audience that understood it.
Are you specifically talking about the one I sent you? Meek Mill.
Meek Mill, yeah. Specifically,
They didn't.
He was talking. He was talking to Kanye, right?
But I don't know who he was talking to.
He was okay. Well, he was talking
Actually,
about
I thought
Kanye.
he was talking to Diddy.
No, I thought he was talking about Kanye.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, it was the whole Diddy, Kanye, Meek Mill threw his 2 cents in there fiasco, right?
Yeah.
He put it on social media. First of all, nothing had to be put on social media in addressing Kanye nor Diddy. They know enough people to get their message across without putting it on social media, right? So this technically could have been a private conversation. No, none of the world had to know. So he put it on social media to reach the audience that he wanted. So
Meek Mill wasn't addressing that situation. I don't know who he was there, but anyway, it wasn't that. He wasn't talking about Kanye, if I'm not mistaken. He was talking about
nonetheless, whoever it was that he was talking about, it could have been a private conversation, right? It didn't have to be addressed on social media. It got put on social media because that's who he wanted to see it. He wanted his audience to see it. He speaks on the level of his audience.
Right.
It wasn't he wasn't talking to lawyers, because he wouldn't have typed it up like that if he was talking to his lawyer.
I doubt it.
Exactly. So
I disagree.
No.
I think he would. That's just how his ass right. He retarded.
No. I think there is some level to it. He did that for his audience.
Shit.
Because that's like because the way I type at work is different from what I type on my phone. Mm-hmm. If I'm in a professional environment, I'm gonna be professional. Right. But if I'm at home, I'm gonna just type however I type.
Right.
And I get all that. I do the same. Everyone kind of does for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's called like code switching. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm literally saying, man, y'all gotta see this crap, bro.
Pull it up.
This
we done seen it.
This is just slow, and that's all there is to it, man. He might be street smart, but he ain't book smart, and y'all defending this shit. It don't make sense.
I'm not defending it at all. What I'm saying is that he put it on social media and he typed it out that way based off of the audience that he wanted to read it. He didn't want me.
What audience you believe he wanted to read?
Want me to read it.
Well, first of all, he shouldn't put it on social media.
I couldn't understand it the first.
But we're first of all, we're talking specifically about Meek Mill, which I wasn't trying to do. That was just one that I sent you. He's not the only one that does that ignorant crap.
Yeah, of course,
it's a whole bunch of these rappers out here, and not just rappers, but people in general that these influencers who can't read and write. Mm-hmm. They literally can't read and write. This ain't no code switching. They cannot read and write. Literally, the proof is in the pudding. Y'all look at clips from the BET Awards. They can't read the teleprompter. They were standing there like, and now we gonna and then they just try to play it off or whatever, man. They can't fucking read. And instead, and this is what's killing me especially with the black community. We keep fucking defending this ignorant shit, bro. Fucking educate yourself. That's all you have to do. It ain't hard to do, bro. Like, fucking go out there and learn something, man. We keep making excuses instead of standing the fuck up and doing the right thing.
I agree.
But if you agree, what you sit here arguing with me about it for?
My argument isn't. It's not that I disagree with you. My argument is he put that out there for a specific audience.
But he was talking about Kanye.
I know he was. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I apologize. It was Kanye.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. We got that recorded. And it's about the second time. We on the roll.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong about what I said.
And I agree with you. I'm just saying.
but it wasn't. But I wasn't trying to.
And Marquita reading it,
That's
looking
what I'm
confused.
saying. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Why put? Listen, this is what I'm saying. Why put some shit like that out in the public? I don't care who the fuck it was for. And you got me crying. I'm saying I gotta get my my jar because I gotta start putting money in there so we can donate it. But why in the world would you put that out in the public? Mm-hmm. And you up here talking about it was meant specific. Well, you should have sent that shit to them specifically because this dumbass shit right here is ignorant. Jesus. This dumbass shit is ignorant because you got your fans and shit looking at you and they think you are enforcing that ignorance. That's all I'm saying. Quit enforcing that fucking ignorance, man. And I'm very impassioned about this particular one because I value fucking knowledge. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and I ain't asking you to be the smartest person because I'm damn sure not the smartest person. But I can comprehend a sentence. I can't comprehend this bullshit. It took me motherfucking 30 minutes and I don't even think I still got it. What the hell? And I'm going to throw this shit up on the screen so everybody can try to comprehend it they damn self.
They seen it.
What the hell is this,
man?
They
didn't understand it either.
I'm still nobody knows what he talking about yet.
All I know is Kanye because that's what the thing. Because that's what the little caption at the bottom said.
He just expressing himself about how he feel about the situation. That's all he doing. Yeah. He just put it on social media.
So it wasn't meant for you to understand. His audience got it.
Y'all can't read.
It's just like
bullshit, man.
But Don been looking at the phone for 15 minutes. But
but look how long it took me.
I read slow. Like I haven't even made it to the end yet.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I read slow.
But he breaking it down in his mind. He read this line and he go, okay. So he's saying this.
Right.
Everybody else, we just read through and we like, what?
What?
Because you got to actually read it.
Right.
But that's what you think we did.
Right.
Just skim through it.
You know,
I actually read it. I actually read it, man. I really did. I promise you.
Some stuff just gives you a headache.
He just expressing himself.
I get that.
You can definitely express yourself.
I don't know why
but
everybody else's name was in it, but like Jack Harlow and them,
I don't
know what to do with Kanye.
Justin LeBoy. That's the part I got. Don't invite him to no party if he gonna be there. I got that part.
Bro, I think I know why.
No verse from nobody.
Right.
I think I know why about that though, because Kanye the one that brought their name up because he was giving them credit. And not the other one. So what Meek was saying was these supposed to be your homies. You get what I'm saying? They support you, but you don't support them. Basically, you on some old. And of course, these are white folks. You get what I'm saying? Gotcha. You on some old clown shit. That's all he was saying.
Gotcha.
So you do understand.
but babe, how long did it take me to understand it though? This the point I'm making, bro. It shouldn't, bro. Okay, if without telling your age, what song reminds you of your high school years? Matter of fact, that'd be a good thing for us to do right now. But without telling your age, what song reminds you of your high school years? I clearly understand that shit. Clearly, it's not saying with WITIOUT. It ain't saying shit like that. This is proper language. This is proper syntax. Whatever, however you want to say it. This is proper. It makes sense.
Social media isn't not something professional.
Well, the bottom
He wasn't trying to be professional. That's what I was trying to say.
Huh?
I saying
right.
You know,
my bad.
You was making a point that where how whatever you're reading is proper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when you do proper, unless this is how you was raised, it's always in a professional state. He wasn't in a professional state. He was on social media, so he's just being natural. That's like me going on social media and just ranting about something. I ain't gonna care about my punctuation. I'm gonna be ranting.
Right.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, ask.
True. Okay.
I can dig that. I guess I still got a problem with it though. Me personally, and
because
it's not
you.
I get that, and I'm not. But I'm saying though, it goes back to what English you're using it improperly though. You're using the language improperly, and you're using grammar improperly. And when you do that, what I'm really upset with is not that you're doing that, it's that you're putting it out there publicly. And when you put it out there publicly, being that you are who you are, your fans, again, which are young people, it's enforcing it to them not to apply themselves. You got to realize this guy's up there in an area that is pretty known for having low education rates, high dropout rates. I mean, come on, bro.
I get that, but he's not turning in his English paper.
What difference that make, though?
I'm
just saying. I'm trying to understand, bro.
So
what
you're
difference
basically
that
saying
make?
that. So basically, you're saying that anything that you read has to have proper punctuation, proper grammar. That's basically what you're saying.
I'm not being that much of an asshole about the situation.
But I'm just saying that's basically how you're sounding.
No, because all of my commas ain't in the right place. I don't use semicolons correctly. I have plenty of run-on sentences. And then people, they say they don't understand. But for overall, people can understand quite clearly what I'm trying to say. Right. I make mistakes just like everybody. I ain't no damn professor. But what I'm saying is, he ain't even attempting to.
But like what Dom just said, he was going on a rant, so he's not going to care the punctuation, the semicolons. It's not an English test.
And I still want to get on the fact that we are talking because of Ebony, which I understand. We started specifically talking about. We made it specific to this Meek Mill situation, which when I started it, I was not specifically talking about Meek Mill. I was generalizing it to the entire hip hop community in general. I was generalizing it. I wasn't specifically tying it to Meek Mill. We did use that. She brought it up, and I said, fine, we'll use it as an example. But it still goes to show we are promoting it. We are promoting ignorance. Mm-hmm. However you want to try to display it, at the end of the day, you promoting ignorance, because instead ignorance is just a lack of knowledge, right? You promoting the lack of proper fucking grammar. And all I'm saying is try to learn. Damn, man.
I will say it has been some things I've read on social media that I've had a pure headache.
Trying to fucking understand.
You'd be like, what in the world? What?
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. It's not like, and it's just like in our group chat. Y'all know for sure I don't be using the proper grammar and shit. I be like, I just fucking type. You know what I'm saying?
I don't put him out today on it.
Matter of fact, when Dom asked me how the shirt fit, when I read it back, I was like, damn, I ain't put shit, did I? I ain't put nothing. But I didn't put that out there to be read by millions of people. So I get what I'm saying is I agree with Dom, but where I disagree with Dom is he put this shit on to be read, like he was proud of the shit to be read by millions of fucking people. It was meant for Ye. He could have sent that shit directly to Ye.
That's what I said.
That's all I'm saying. When you got some ignorant ass shit, the problem is Meek Mill don't understand that this is incorrect. And I firmly believe that he don't understand that shit was incorrect until he read the damn comments and everybody was going in on his ass. And well, not everybody, because there was a lot of motherfuckers defending him. And in their defense, they look stupid as hell. And that's the point I'm making. In their defense, when y'all read this shit, if y'all can see right here on this the shade room, right?
They can't read it.
When y'all read, and I'm gonna put it up there for real though, but when y'all read that shit and y'all go into the comments, and the people that's defending him sound just as dumb as he does. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the message was dumb. That's not what I'm saying. It's not the message. It was the delivery. That's all I'm saying. And I like Meek Mill, so let's not try to make this I'm bashing Meek Mill, because Meek Mill is one of my favorite rappers, to be honest. That's not what I'm saying. It still don't mean that we don't fail as humans. You get what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, man, do better. Shit.
I don't feel that. I just feel like the way he typed all that was just the same way as he rapped. You know what I'm saying? That's just his nature.
And I could dig it, and that's what they were saying too. Mm-hmm. They were basically, they were saying the same thing. I just disagree, I guess. But we ain't gonna keep on going on it. I actually got some questions, man. You go ahead, hit yours, man, cause
hit mine.
Yeah, okay.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was I know you've had this. You've asked me a couple of times. If you don't have a lot of time or something like that, how long should I work out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, essentially, it all depends. In a way, what you're doing. If you're doing more of a resistant training, to get an actual significant workout, you should spend about 45 minutes at the least to about an hour.
In resistance training, like resistance bands,
weightlifting.
Oh, weightlifting. Okay.
Weightlifting. Or if you're one of those that doesn't care too much to do all that heavy weight, you just want to just get a good workout in. Just there's calisthenics. Calisthenics usually deals more
and that's
with
my question. Yeah.
with your body weight.
Right.
Pull-ups, push-ups, crunches, sit-ups, stuff like that. Now,
so let me ask this now. I weigh 405 pounds, right? So being that I weigh 405, being that I weigh 405 pounds, how long would you think I need to work out?
See, for that specifically, it's that there's a lot that goes in play with that. It's not just exercising. Diet comes in a big part about losing weight or changing certain things. 70 to 80% of your fitness journey, whatever, is going to deal with diet. The rest of it is exercise. You can exercise all day long. You ain't gonna not lose anything or gain anything.
Right, if you still intaking too many calories, right?
It could be that you're not getting enough. Mm-hmm. It can be that as well.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
That's why it's good to eat multiple times a day. Small, but multiple. One, it keeps your metabolism up. So usually, if you keep yourself on a schedule, like for me personally, it'd be easy example. Usually, typically, I eat about 6 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have my meals structured a certain way to where, like, at a certain time I'm eating. At my next meal, this time I'm eating.
Okay.
So if you make a schedule on when to eat and when not to eat, your body gets in a habit. So whenever you miss, body's like, dang, it's past that time. I'm hungry. Where's my food? Then when you start getting that habit, then you start changing things. Once you make one change, you change one habit, it just trickles down.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't start when I did lose all this weight, right? I didn't start losing weight, but I didn't know the science behind it. I didn't start losing weight until I started eating more. So you get what I'm saying? Like, I actually don't eat a lot, right? And I know that that comes off as, well, my wife know, but I really don't eat a lot because I drive a truck. I'm out. It's just that when I do eat, I'm not eating good food, and I'm not freaking moving. You get what I'm saying? I'm sitting stagnant. So when I lost weight, I actually ate smaller meals like peanuts. You know what I'm saying? But I was eating, like you said, I probably was eating about 6 times a day then.
And even with you being a truck driver, that don't use your occupation as an excuse to not do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad's a truck driver as well. Mm-hmm. But yes, he stays in the gym and stuff like that. But he's constantly eating. That's the biggest thing when it comes to fitness or anything with your health is what you put in your body. Mm-hmm. How much you put in your body.
Well, I was told that what I was doing by not what I do, and I still do it now. So I'm sharing this. I don't eat a lot now. Like I said, what's happening is I actually just talked to a doctor about this stuff because I had an appointment. Was that last week, man? Mm-hmm. But I still, being that I don't eat, it trains my body to store to store that crap. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you ain't going to get another meal for another 24 hours.
Right.
Hold that mess in, and then, then I'm messed up.
And, let me ask you a question now. How, like, on an average day now, how often do you eat?
Probably,
Maybe
I
twice
probably-
a day.
I was going to say maybe twice a day. I eat every day now. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not saying that.
But what I'm saying
within the day.
It'd be like, for the most part, on average, I'm going to say probably about 1.3. Because the truth is, sometimes I don't eat till I come back home. Like, I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and ain't nobody thinking about eating at no 2 o'clock in the morning, right? I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I go make my run. Sometimes that takes the whole day, so 14 hours. I come back home, she'll cook a meal, I'll eat that, and go lay down, go to bed.
You got to think, this kind of what you said, all what you just put in, your body's only going to take what it needs for that time being. Because basically the rest of that whole day, all you did was you fast, quote unquote. Fasting every day isn't all that great for you either.
Right.
Now, fasting is good for you, but on a case, you don't need to do that every day because you're starving yourself.
Right.
The whole point of fasting is to like, get everything out. Yeah, that's why when you fast, you don't eat, you just drink straight water.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically, it's a way to flush your system out. Naturally.
Oh, and that's something else too. I be drinking sodas now. I used to didn't drink sodas at all, bro. I be on it, and then the Red Bulls.
That's worse than alcohol.
Yeah, and the Red Bulls too, bro.
That's worse than soda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad used to tell me all the time. His father would only eat once or twice a day as well. He go to work, now eat, get home, has this big fat plate.
Was he heavy?
His stomach was.
Just
I mean, he
popped up.
personally wasn't heavy. Just because I think it had to do with what he did for a living, his job. But I mean, everything went this way because, like you said, it stores.
Yeah.
Your body only gives you what it needs. If it don't need the rest of it, it's just going to keep it for later on. Especially if you're in a habit of not eating, often. Your body's going to store this amount of nutrients. So when you're not eating, it's, your body is still able to function in some type of way.
Yeah, man. I gotta eat, man. I gotta do better. But it be killing me because then people be like, you be talking to people, they be like, man, you fat ass, man, quit eating. But you be like,
I know.
But the reason of that is because people have this mentality of if somebody is fat, you eat too much.
Right, yeah.
But that's not always the case now. Now you can't have those individuals who eat a lot, but all they eat is junk.
Right.
Yeah,
now that's different.
They be like they like 100 more pounds than me though. They be on my 600
But
pound life.
But that's very different than where you're depriving instead of overeating, you're undereating.
Right.
We can get even deeper into this to where you can. I think I mentioned this either last episode about when it comes to your macros and stuff like that. The amount of calories you should eat within the day. Or how much protein you need to have within that day. How much fats, how much carbs. We can get really scientific about it. But I mean, for just for basic knowledge, I mean, depending on what your situation is, if you're eating once or twice a day, bump it up to 3 times a day. Start there. Then if you can't work your way up, some people just can't eat that much. At the same time, you got to work what's best for you. But at the same time, you need to make sure you eat more than twice a day.
Right. So that sounds like
At
you need
least
some meal prep.
Meal prep is the best, especially for your case. With you being a truck driver, you don't have time. Your time is money for you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're on the clock, you don't have much time to waste. So if you already have everything set up and ready to go, all you gotta do is put everything in your bag while you're on the road. You ain't gotta worry about when you're gonna stop at the next truck stop to get fuel or or to use the restroom. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to even think about it. Mm-hmm. You got your bag right there.
For sure. Well, let me ask you this too, but it's not on your topic.
Okay.
How you feel about like I was talking about earlier? How do you feel about resistance bands? I know a lot of people be like, man, I like calisthenics. I like free weights. I know there's a big argument about that, and this may be off topic, but how do you feel about like resistance bands?
I mean, I have used resistance bands for like stretching and how do you say it? Just the mobility of your whatever you're working on, just mild. But if you're like, so like if you're doing calisthenics, let's say you're just doing straight up push-ups, right? Mm-hmm. Say you add a resistance band to it, you just added weight to that, because the way you gotta put it, the band is basically pushing you down when you're pushing it up. Mm-hmm. So you're adding that extra tension. Mm-hmm. Again, but also, all depends if that's your thing. Some people use bands and weights. I've seen a lot of that on, especially on social media.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, but that just all depends on your intensity and your experience, or in your just the level what you're training for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have these a lot of athletes use bands for. It could be to increase their endurance and their speed. Those things, or they're really good for injuries.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I really like bands personally for stretching, and if you want to get like a good workout in with some tension and stuff, and you just do something from home, you do that. Yeah, get you some bands. You don't need weights. All you need is yourself, really.
Right. For sure. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we missed the topic last week.
We did miss the topic last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we missed the topic last week.
Oh yeah.
And I'm really ready, because this is gonna tie into the next topic. After that.
So okay, we definitely got to touch on that one though, babe. Let's get it.
And I was just here thinking we were gonna bypass this.
No, we ain't missing nothing.
What was it?
We ain't missing nothing. Because
you just go ahead, because this was her idea. We'll let her introduce.
Yeah.
Well, of course we'll put the video up. But so there was a young lady that had posted a video that her son was watching, or son or daughter. I don't want to mix it up. Her child was watching Blue's Clues. And the new version of Blue's Clues, not a Blue's Clues that came out when I was a kid. Because I don't think Blue's Clues would ever. But nonetheless, obviously they did. This particular episode that her child was watching, she said, she's very conscious of what her child watches anyway. But it's Blue's Clues. So she didn't think anything of it. She could hear it in the background or whatever. But something had piqued her attention to look at the TV, and she heard, that they were having a parade. And it's like, oh, okay, a parade. But this parade, when she looked at the TV, was a drag parade. So it was basically a character that was dressed up as a drag queen. And her point was that she didn't feel as if that should be presented to her child at such a young age.
Disclaimer. I don't have any problem with the LGBT community. I have friends. I love y'all. But here's where I'm upset. I'm sitting here with my 1-year-old son, and we are watching, I think it's Blue's Clues. Anyway, it's on YouTube. And I'm not paying attention, but I'm listening about parade. Okay, cool. I look up on the screen, and it's literally, y'all. Do y'all see this? since like at this point it's being forced. Like since when do we put this stuff in little kids? Like the decision to be LGBT is not for his age. He doesn't make decisions at that age. Y'all can make that decision when you're an adult. Do your thing. Please do your thing. But seriously, I think it's just becoming a little bit too much. Y'all putting it in everything, especially leave kid stuff. Just leave it be. Like it's like at this point y'all trying to force the LGBT onto little babies so that they can grow up. Like let them make that decision. I will school my son on it. It's not like I'm trying to hide him from that because no, not at all. But let him make that decision when he's older, not as a kid trying to figure out who he is and learning about himself. Y'all, I can't. And probably some of y'all gonna come for me in the comments, but that's fine. But I just like this is just ridiculous.
And me as a mother, I agree. Ain't no way in the hell my child at the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 needs to be exposed to the drag lifestyle. I don't think that is appropriate especially for kids that they're at a vulnerable age where they're still trying to figure just themselves out.
But I definitely agree with you, man. I really feel like they're kind of forcing to put that on people. I mean, I felt like they've already been trying to force this movement on individuals. I mean, in the way I understand, they want to be known. Hey, I'm comfortable for who I am and what I like. That's great.
That's your business.
Right.
Exactly. But I do agree with you. I'm not a parent, but at the same time, I couldn't see myself being okay with them putting that on TV because my child doesn't need to be thinking about what his sexuality is going to be
at that age.
5 years old.
Right.
I don't feel like even I know like in middle school and stuff like that, we had sex class. It was very vague. But I mean, middle school is wishy-washy, if we should even bring that to their attention. High school, I feel, cool. At that point, you're kind of already starting to try to make those decisions anyway. So put it out there, and figure that out on your own.
But I think when we was in school for sex education, I don't think they talked about same sex.
No.
As far as like in the books, it was the normal way, man and woman.
But at that time when we was in school, there was no parades like they are now. It's not pushed on the world as it is now. It's there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like we had a different viewpoint as human beings then than we do now.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like before we even get to even that, because I believe I've seen a video. They're actually having petitions and people talking about teachers and principals really talking about getting children to know about the LGBTQ. But I mean, yeah, I know I've messed that up, but
I try to hold that thing.
It's all right.
Q. RSTUV.
See, now you about to really have us in trouble.
She really about to get us canceled.
No, there's like so many letters. I don't know.
Right,
It changes so much.
But you know what though? All
Dave
seriousness,
Chappelle's favorite group.
Forget all that crap.
But like I said, I really, really, really feel before we even get that deep, let's really focus on the thing that we've been trying to fix for centuries.
Right.
Let's talk
That's
about
true.
that.
But they didn't want to talk about that.
You saying let's fix racism before we worry about homosexuality.
Let's teach, what because when you in history class, I think we kind of touched base on this when we got together yesterday and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The history of that community isn't really talked about. You only hear about the big people, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, those individuals that we already know about. What about what about the culture? What about what really, really, really happened? Right. Yeah, we have an idea of what, slavery took place, but once slavery took place, but it's over now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you want us to just move on, but don't teach it no more because now it's
because that's in the past,
right?
We don't need to worry about the
past. You
said
that y'all are living in the past. Right. We can't move on. And
well, let me touch on the thing real quick, and then we'll move. My thoughts is this, man. It ain't really got much to do with gay or all that. Cause I'm gonna try to start taking it easier on the gays, but it has everything to do with teaching. How soon we are exposing our children to sex,
right? Mm-hmm.
And more so, it has to do with us demonizing, I should say, kids when they get in trouble. What's happening is, I remember hearing a story about a 10-year-old boy touching some girl butt and getting arrested. I mean, 10 years old, man.
Oh, wow.
And then getting arrested and, having to go through that whole thing. Of course, it's always, there's plenty of stories of kids, having sexual activities at a young age and getting in trouble. And my thing is this. Why aren't we addressing the fact that we're just blatantly pushing this shit out there in fucking movies, kid movies. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you mad when they acting out sexually.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. Fuck, man, you know what I'm saying? I was exposed to freaking, and it was abnormal. I shouldn't have never been exposed to sex that early, but I was exposed to sex as early as freaking 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'll mess my mind up, man.
It was early.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta stop this stuff, man.
Right.
And then we put all this stuff, we want to whoop their ass and all this other stuff and talk about locking them up and all this other stuff. For what?
Educate them.
Right.
Education. Right. That's my biggest proponent. Education. Educate these kids. You got these kids worrying about the wrong damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Too early because Blue's Clues reaches them from a baby up until roughly 5-6 years old. Really, is that age range. So why put them through the notion to say, "Hey, mom, that's a boy. Why is it dressed up like a girl?"
Right. Mm-hmm. They haven't explained it to them at a young age.
Now I'm having to have a conversation or try to explain it. Mm-hmm. But here, this is a cartoon that's exposing.
Man.
Doing that initial exposure.
All this stuff is and like I said, I'm gonna take it easy on the gays, but I gotta say this: all this stuff is just due to honestly a perversion. That's all this is. It's sexual perversion. It's just sexual perversion at its finest. We have gotten to the point where we're so scared to say that because we're so scared of what homosexuals got to say about it. I don't give a damn what they got to say about it. It's a sexual perversion. It is abnormal. It's not normal. If it were normal, then you could reproduce from it. It's abnormal, and that's cool. Right. If that's what you want to do, cool. I'm not telling you not to do it. But don't try to act like it's normal. It's not.
Right.
And then you pushing it on these kids like that. People are getting mad about people. Like I was listening to this other podcast with this chick that's in Charlotte, and she's silly. But I actually like the guy. But she said it was about him. He said, "Yeah, I pray to God that my son doesn't turn out to be gay." And she started crying.
Pray that your son wouldn't be gay? That really hurt me.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Yeah, he don't want his son to be gay, bro.
What's wrong?
It's just a straight up. That's what he don't want.
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
In a way, it's an opinion.
It's his son. He don't want him to be gay, and I know gay women that don't want their children to be gay. Mm-hmm. They don't want it.
Right.
So I don't understand why you mad at him because he's saying, hey, I don't want my son to be gay. I pray to God that he don't turn out to be gay. I personally wouldn't pray for that. But what I'm saying is he did something. That's his child. So what? Yeah. That's his relationship with God and that's his child.
Right.
What in the world?
I think people get confused. They use as the fact that, oh, I don't want my kid to be gay. Meaning as in like, if my kid is gay, I won't love them.
Right. Yep.
I feel like a lot of people, a lot of us, we miss that part, miss the conception of what exactly we mean.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's a personal thing. Yeah, I don't want you to be gay.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I don't want you to be there. I don't understand how you could be, but I mean, if you are,
right.
I mean, you
right.
are. I can't. I can't change that.
Right.
And if you are, I still love you.
Right.
I'm still gonna love you wholeheartedly.
And I still don't want you to be gay.
And I still don't want you to be gay.
Even after you done told me.
Right.
I still don't want it for you.
You know, yeah.
But people act as if it's a problem to not want it for some of the obvious reasons. You already have, especially being black, you already have one thing against you, one strike against you already. Mm-hmm. Why would I want you to add another strike to you?
Right.
And here's my understanding of it. They are, and I know we were talking about the children, but I'm not talking about children. I'm talking about grown adults. Well, I kind of am talking about children. So you have to realize when you have that confusion, right? So these people have been dealing with this for so long that finally they've built up the strength to try to come out publicly and talk about it and bring it to the forelight. But I feel like they're going about it the wrong way. They're going about it basically saying that you're going to accept me. If you don't accept me, you're wrong. And we're going to ostracize you. And that's wrong. I'm never going to accept that ill behavior. I can accept you because I love you as a person.
Right.
I'm not going to accept that action. I don't care what you say about it, right? And you can try to ostracize. It don't make no difference. I'm not going to accept it. But here's the deal, right? I can empathize with them as far as being hurt, because and especially those who are are like believe in God, right? Are Christians, rather. I'm gonna specifically say Christian, because you were raised this way, right? You were raised that this is wrong, but you have these feelings. You have these feelings, and you are like, man, and it weighs heavily on your mind, right? So it weighs so heavily on your mind that you don't know what to do. And then everybody's saying they hate you and you going to hell, and which I think is wrong. First of all, we ain't got no heaven or hell to put nobody in to be telling them that they going to heaven or hell. Mm-hmm. I will say this though. The word says one thing. You study for yourself. I ain't right. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. But I'll say this too. I actually was listening to I was listening to Tim Ross podcast. He literally said, and he it's biblical. He said, hey, I'm gay. The message that we should be giving as Christians to them is, okay, cool. God loves you and he wants to have a relationship with you. Right. Well, I'm this. Okay, cool. God loves you and he wants to have a relationship with you. I'm this. I'm a murderer. Okay. God loves you and he wants to have a relationship with you. Mm-hmm. That's the only response we need to be giving them. Then once they find out the relationship with God and they build a relationship with God, the next thing is Christ says, as I've died for you, you have to die for me. That's the part they don't want to get with. Mm-hmm. Because I died for you, right? Christ, I laid it all out for all your sins. Mm-hmm. But you can't say that you love me and you're going to continue to walk against me. So you're going to have to die. That desire that you have, you're going to have to kill it every day.
And deny your flesh. You're
going to have to deny it every day. And that's all. I mean, but everybody got their own thing. So I can't answer for your sins no way. Mm-hmm. I got my own, boy. I got my own to answer for. So I ain't worried about that. Hey, you do you.
Yeah. I just want to get back to what you were saying, how, you know, that community, they can say whatever they want about their community, but once you have something to say against the community, there is all hands on deck on you.
Right.
You know, I know a lot of comedians specifically have, you know, had those issues and just with the entertainment world. Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Everybody
Right.
knows about Dave Chappelle. But I remember you know, Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle mentioned in one of his episodes that of something that Kevin Hart said. It was obviously a joke. He was he said something about if my child was gay, I would pick up a dollhouse and smash it on his head. Ha ha he he. It was a joke. It's Kevin Hart. You know.
Yeah, I remember that. It wasn't even funny though.
But
I remember it though. Yeah.
But what I'm saying it was a joke. Obviously,
Right.
he's not gonna do that. First off, he's gotta buy it to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
And you know, and even in like all Dave Chappelle's thing, his favorite group to talk about or mention, not necessarily talk about, because all he ever really talked about was white people. But he just used that community to bring the humor into his whole point of a conversation. A lot of times I feel like the community, they just hear something, but they don't listen to what's actually being said. They just hear, oh, this and this and that, this, whatever. I can't remember. There's a quote that he had said. I can't remember. But anyways, my point is that we can't take everything so literal.
Right. They look at everything as an attack. If you're not saying, "Oh, I love you, y'all are great," this, that, and the third, it's an attack. If my own personal opinion is, no, my preference isn't for any of my kids to be gay. Oh my gosh, you hate us and da da da. What?
Like,
no,
if you have the freedom to march through on the streets and, you know, show your, I don't know, confidence of who you are, then I should be able to freely state my opinion.
Right.
If you're able to do the same.
I told y'all last week.
Absolutely.
Well, the last time we were together, rather. Freedom of speech ain't free.
It's not.
I said it the last time. I'm in it, man. Mm-hmm. You can't say everything you want to say, right?
Without offending somebody.
For real, man.
But the thing is, that's just because we're all just sensitive people.
A little too damn sensitive.
Yeah, but I mean, we are free to say whatever the hell we want to say, regardless of how somebody else might feel or however they might take whatever I say to them.
No, that's not true. You can say what you want to say. Yeah, you're right. You can literally get locked up behind saying what you want to say.
But that's not. But yeah, because they didn't like what you said.
Yeah, and they literally can hit you with hate crime and hate speech and just foolishness, man. That's why.
I mean, that's just the corruptcy of just the system itself. But I mean, freedom of speech is still freedom of speech.
I'm not gonna say it was corrupt. I think what it was is that was their response to so many years of abuse towards predominantly African Americans. This is where we got, but I think that it wasn't the right response, in my opinion. It ain't that I want to hear what you got to say. I want you to come out as a racist, so I can see you for who you are. Personally,
I actually don't think it was geared towards African Americans. Hate speech.
It started with Jewish people, though. Actually,
right. I was about to say it had nothing to do.
Yeah,
with
it started with Jewish people.
Anything that gives us our form of justification, apology, anything, we ain't getting that. We ain't getting that. So that wasn't that getting charged with hate speech and hate crimes. They ain't have nothing to do with us. Just to clear that up. I don't want nobody to think, oh well, this is what we're doing for you all.
Yeah, we haven't really received much of anything yet. But the Asians have.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying that that was one of Biden's.
That was Biden's first act. Oh, gotta take care of the Asians.
Right.
Damn the black ones.
Forget the ones that, as a whole, put you in office.
That part,
for real,
because through the whole election, that was his whole fight was for the people. you know, in the low income areas. Cause I remember when he kept talking about, I was in your shoes. I was in your shoes.
Yeah.
I'm a scrappy kid from Scranton.
I understand.
Scranton, whatever.
Great, yeah.
I was there. Like, no, you wasn't. Because you're still not anything that's not
man, Biden's
white.
a joke.
You know what I'm saying?
Biden is a joke.
Right. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't really live the life that he says that he lived to compare. There's nothing to compare.
Biden
he didn't have to worry about, you know, his name or what he looked like.
Right.
You know, his face features, his color. He didn't have to worry about that.
Right.
Oh, it's funny did I send that video to y'all, man? It's funny you say that, but did I send that video to y'all? They were talking about white people having culture. Because what Marjorie Taylor, I said I didn't want to say it, but I said it now. One of the things she had said was, they're going to take your culture away. She was talking about the immigrants, right? They're going to take your culture away. And you ain't going to have anything.
Baseball and apple pie.
And then it was a group of, it was a study done, basically. It was a group of white people. And in that group, they said, yes or no, do white people have culture? It was one white guy, singular white guy said, no, white people don't have a culture.
Right.
He said, I'm Irish and Irish people have a culture.
Right. He
said, but just saying that I'm white in general and I have a culture, he said, no. He said, what culture is it to be white? Right. And so he said,
there's nothing about being white that just connects us.
That just connects us, right? There's no culture. And then she said, so if we were black, you know, of course, you know how they do. Right. If we were black, would you say we have culture? He said, yes. Okay. She said, how can you say that? And they're black. You got such and such blacks. And he said, because they have a commonality of being discriminated against. They have that commonality. So yes, they have a culture. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? He was saying white people ain't got no culture. Like, what are you talking about?
And they don't.
They don't have a culture. That's not an attack. It's the truth, though. Y'all don't have no freaking culture. So what she talking about makes no sense.
We've been living their culture. If you want to say that white people had a culture, we've been living it for our whole lives. They made their culture. Back in the day, they took their supplies and they used it for themselves and said, "This is mine." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It wasn't originally there. You know, when they first came to North America, that was Native Americans that lived there. Mm-hmm. You know, who was it? Was it Columbus?
Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus, who came in and made them slaves.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Killed them and made them slaves. If they didn't cooperate, they was dead on spot.
Yeah, they made a little known fact. People, they don't like to teach because, of course, they don't like talking about they mess. You know that they of course they slaughtered Native Americans, man. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, they took a lot of them and shipped they behind out back across the seas and made them slaves. Yep. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. There's a lot of I ain't gonna say a lot, but there's Native Americans overseas now.
Right.
It really don't make no daggone sense. That's why I said last week what I said, man. White people are the only people I know on the face of the earth that have harmed every other race on the face of the earth. Every single race. There ain't a race they haven't harmed yet. Mm-hmm. Every single one. There's no other race that has done that. Just white people. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. It's ridiculous. But, man, since we on race, I was going to move to something else, but since we on race, let's talk about this Greg Kelly incident.
He yammers on. I'm just going to play the clip. We'll talk about it on the other side. Watch this.
The New York City Police Department is a great organization, and I think their heart is in the right place. They sent a bunch of kids on a cool field trip, although it wasn't as cool as it could have been. They all got on an NYPD bus, okay? Donald Trump calls it the paddy wagon. Anyway, NYPD bus, and they went down to Washington, D.C. Here's a police captain, I think, describing what's going on.
A lot of these kids haven't had the opportunity to get down there. Some of them can't afford it. Some of them don't even know that it exists. So for us to be able to do this, it's a great educational opportunity for them. It's a great way for us to partner up with the Board of Ed and give these kids an interactive experience.
All right. Cool, very cool. But here is the problem. Where do they go in Washington, D.C.? What's the destination? The African American Museum of Culture and History. How much can we learn about Harriet Tubman? I mean, I'm sorry, but there are so many cool museums. And I think, well, I've been to this museum, and I really think at this moment, some of it is, well, creating more division. Yes, more division. A museum can do that. If you focus too much on what separates us, I wish that bus would take a slight detour and go to the Air and Space Museum. I don't care what you look like. That is the coolest museum in the world. All right? You walk in, planes and spaceships everywhere. So much better than any museum there. Any museum. I love it. It's very kid appropriate. Hey, they even have a moon rock you can touch.
All of those statements are set against a backdrop of what the African American history and culture, whatever the full name of the museum, isn't. When he says it's kid appropriate to send them to the Air and Space Museum, what he means is the African American History Museum is not kid appropriate. That the history of Black Americans, unimportant. You can learn nothing from that. Emmett Till's casket is on display in that museum. You can learn an immense amount about American history from a visit to that museum. When I first visited, it was a very...
This exactly, bro. Greg Kelly, and I'll tell you what, I should have played the clip. I should be playing it live for us to react off of, but I'm going to find it and put it in the video so you guys can hear it. Greg Kelly made some statements basically about, and Greg Kelly, for those who don't know, he is a news anchor on maybe it's some internet news station or something. I have no Newsmax, I believe is what it's called. And he's an anchor on it, right? I've never heard of Newsmax. I don't know what that Dish Network. I don't know. Anyway, he's a news anchor on there. He said that the kids were going to the Black American. I don't know what it's called, but in DC they have
American museum.
The African American Museum in DC. Mm-hmm. And he said that we need to stop. We need to stop just in terms of the African American Museum now. We need to stop sending these kids. These kids don't want to know about Dick Gregory. These kids don't want to know about Rosa Parks. These kids don't want to know about Little Richard. Yeah, you think they care about Little Richard? And then what he was saying was, he said, now you should have took them to somewhere like the Space Museum or something like that and seen this, that, and the third. But we have got to stop. We keep on with these museums, and we've just got to stop, because I don't know about you guys, but you know, America, we did it wrong. We did wrong, and we got past it. I'm past it. And if we keep living in the past. Now, this is the most pastiest white guy you ever seen in your life. And he's up here talking about he's past his ancestors stomping on our goddamn necks. Mm-hmm. He's gotten past that shit. Mm-hmm. So, because he's past the shit, we supposed to be past the shit. And we keep bringing it up, and it's keeping us down. And if that clown was in front of me, saying those words, man.
The truth is, they don't want it exposed. They don't want it known, because, like we say, history repeats itself. They want to be able to repeat history. They want that mess to happen again. If we go ahead and we erase it from schools, we erase it from being taught, eventually the ones that do know about it, they'll stop talking. They're going to die off, and we can go ahead and start repeating this cycle again. Yep. That's what they want to happen. But they want it to happen sooner rather than later. Yep. So let's push the narrative. No, we're past that. No, we're not.
This is fear, man.
We aren't past it.
This is fear and cowardice, man. Mm-hmm. They're gonna die. They believe that they're not gonna be pure, and it really ain't nobody on earth left pure. Mm-mm. But anyway, They believe they gonna die out, and we're taking everything. First of all, if you knew your history, since y'all have a distaste for history so much, by y'all I'm talking about him and his people. Since y'all have a distaste for history so much, you would know that you ain't nothing but a bunch of rejects that got kicked over here. You ain't special. Right. That's your problem. You want to be something that you're not. You're not special. You ain't never been. You never will be. And that's all there is to it. You come over here and you try to you forced your way to try to be something, and you still ain't nothing.
Right.
You know, I've heard of something about white people will become the new minority. Because you know, especially blacks and Hispanics, we like to have little ones. You know, we like to multiply.
Yes, sir.
Right.
But you know,
that's why the
more we multiply,
that's why they go on an abortion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they started attacking abortion, man. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Man, because they dying out.
Right.
They had to do something.
Right.
Y'all killing us off. We can't have this.
Right.
Damn it, we can't have this. They're killing all these white babies.
Right. Because you think about it. Who could actually afford to get an abortion if it until it became a thing with Planned Parenthood and stuff like that? Black people couldn't afford to go to an abortion clinic and have an abortion. So
not initially, no.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So who was initially
they were performing abortions at a very high rate.
Exactly. White women knew that
See if I can't find them statistics and throw them up.
They knew that their daughters was messing around and went and got knocked up. They don't want everybody to know because she was so young. So we gonna secretly take her over here to have this abortion. We're gonna act like this never happened, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're not going to talk about this anymore. Man.
Exactly.
So.
And then it's ridiculous. At the end of the day, it's just freaking ridiculous.
Right.
They mindset, and by they, let me specifically say this. I'm not saying all white people. When I say they, I'm specifically talking about the kind that would vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. Them. They. That's the they. The Marjorie Taylors and the Trumps is the days I'm talking about. The low educated, ignorant white people is what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna tell y'all how silly race is, and I said it last night. I'm gonna say it again for the sake of the podcast.
And do know when you say low educated, just because you have a degree doesn't make you educated.
Oh yeah, they kill me with that. Mm-hmm. They out there buying degrees and shit, and then
right,
daddy, they literally have. I mean, especially in Ivy Leagues, they literally have legacies. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Get out of here with your fake ass degree.
Right.
I don't care nothing about that. You stupid.
Right.
In closing, I really don't want to close, to be honest, but man, forget all that. These white folks, man, they sit here. Y'all was about to close it, but forget it, man. 'Cause I got more to say, damn it. These white folks sit here, man. This guy, Greg Kelly, he pissed me off so bad because it's like, what gives you the right to sit here and tell me that I need to get over some shit?
Right.
I'm not going to get over it until y'all, you got the damn thing stuck in your hair. Oh. You about to do like that girl Whitney. Hey, but look though, what until y'all close the wealth gap between us, that is a direct correlation to freaking slavery and racism. Right. I'm not getting over shit. What? Until y'all close the education gap, and the reason why I'm talking about my black brothers, like I did earlier in the show, I'm not getting rid of shit.
Right, but we haven't even got that 40 acres and a mule yet. So why?
But that has everything to do with the wealth gap. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I know.
Land.
So then why are we said that? Oh, we need to move past it when we haven't even been given that. So we're moving past. To do what? These
clown ass mugs up there talking about building fucking walls around fucking Mexico, and they laughing at them. Y'all should see the pictures of these damn walls.
Just the fact that within a year we the black community only has 1 month that's celebrated about them, and the same thing for Hispanics. This past month, I think September going into October is Hispanic Heritage Month.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and hell, I didn't even know.
Oh,
Lord.
I know.
See, but they don't want to put emphasis on some other shit that ain't got nothing to do with them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, and that's just another example of we're kind of just like they give us a little light to shine on,
It's funny you say that.
and then then the lights cut off instantly.
Right.
You say that, but the only other month outside of Black History Month that I'm aware of is Asian Pacific Islander or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm talking about. As soon as Biden got in office, he could do some shit for them Asians. They got their month, and they make sure they push that. They make sure they push it that we all know about the Asian month.
I ain't heard. Only a day. I didn't think it was a whole month.
That's a whole month, but I ain't hear nothing about Hispanic month. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah, it ain't talked about a lot. But and also too, I feel like a lot of Hispanics who aren't that are here aren't legal anyway, so they can't really speak for themselves because it's so hard to get the green card because our government has made it to that point to where it's almost impossible to get there. You have to have all these qualities and you have to answer these questions.
Right.
And from what I've understood from some people that I know that their family members have went through the process, the questions they ask you are just make no sense.
Right.
And it's irrelevant. Has nothing to do with anything.
I heard the process is long as well.
And
it's not just okay.
Trump made it and extended made it harder, made the process longer because it was a certain way. And when Trump got in office, he made sure to make it hard for especially Mexicans to come into the States.
Trump a clown, an ass hat.
Ass hat.
Yeah, I heard that from some white folks. So I guess Trump is an ass hat. Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
May through 1st to 31st.
Is May 1st through 31st.
I was like,
Pacific Island.
How do they expect you to put so many years of history all in? Heck, well, shoot. How many days in May? 31. They at least get 31. We got 28, maybe 29 on a leap year.
Hispanic. By the way, the Hispanic doesn't run for a month. It runs for a month, but it's not at the top of the month.
Yeah,
it's September 15th to October 15th.
Right.
Next, bruh, I personally get down with. All I dated in high school was Hispanic, except for a few black sprinkled in. But
sprinkled in.
Jesus. Oh man, I can say the opposite of that.
Yeah, you like black girls.
I think I've been with like 2 Hispanic. No, I lied. Truly been with was 1 Hispanic chick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been.
What next?
I like what I like.
Next year, I'm getting down. I'm getting down, bro. I'm doing it up.
What you doing up?
Right.
Man, I'm going to all the parties and stuff, man.
They have a party.
Our neighbors every week.
They have a party every week.
They be out there, bro. They be getting it in, bro.
Shoot, all you gotta do. Can I come over?
Yeah,
right.
They be with it.
You got room for another one?
Right.
Yeah, I got bottles.
I was
here.
about to say I got the beer.
Got your beer, you good?
Yeah, man.
Good.
Nah, you gotta. I don't know.
That's why I like.
What you mean you don't know?
Beer? Yeah, you gotta bring bottles.
Oh.
For certain parties, you gotta bring bottles.
Oh.
Depends on the party.
Well, duly noted. Make sure.
Depends on the party.
I like Philly, man, because in Philly, man, it's a lot of Hispanics, man. They, for the most part, though, they be showing love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't be showing love to them.
Huh?
You don't be showing love.
Obviously not. Not
he just
no.
like
Right.
excluded you.
Right. Right.
I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Yes.
What's next, man?
But you know
What's
what?
next?
You be all the Hispanic girls. You the one with the
Right.
ring on it.
Oh, matter of
Right,
fact,
out of all of them.
matter of fact, I know what's gonna be next. Can you be friends with your ex?
That's I have mixed emotions or feelings about that because
I don't mean to cut you off. No. It's almost no.
So, but I
Dang.
mean, okay, so what if y'all got kids? You got a co-parent.
You ain't got to be friends.
You just have to have that mutual respect.
Right. Okay, so I guess if you have that.
You ain't even gotta have that.
You sure don't.
Oh, Jesus. I guess also it depends on how y'all ended. Like, you know, if you were on good terms when you ended.
Wait a minute, though. I think that see that question was open ended. Can you be friends with your ex if you're still single, or can you be friends with your ex if you're in a relationship? Because that changes the whole conversation. I feel like if you're single, I don't see why you can't be friends with them.
As long as you understand, like, the love is gone. Because I know it's harder for females.
But is it though? But is it? Is the love gone? You get what I'm saying? Like,
of course you're gonna have love for that person. You're gonna always have love for that person, but you're not gonna be in love with that person.
I get what you're saying.
So, because I mean,
Do you?
Because there are some exes that I have that, you know, we did end on good terms. So, but you know what? Now that I think about it, because they still be trying to come back.
So are they truly just being right? Are they truly over it? Are they truly establishing this friendship just as a friend? Am I doing little stuff to see
if I
can
still get back in?
Can I get back in there? Can I get a little cookies? Because, you know, I may miss the cookie box if he was giving up the cookie box, whatever. So what there is some other intentions behind it.
Sometimes.
Majority of the
not
time.
all the time though.
Sometimes.
Bullshit.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, can I do me though? Can I do me yet?
No, you can't do you.
Go ahead, Marquis.
No, I'm just saying, you know, it's situational because, I mean, I'm a friendly person. So, you check up on your ex like, well, if the ex texts you reply back, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm good. How you doing? You don't do that?
Again, I think that it depends. Now, in a way, I agree with you, you know, depending on how the relationship be. You know, some people are just, they're not good.
They're friends, but they're not good lovers.
They're not good as, you know, in that type of as a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. But they guide each other regardless of of anything. But they can't be with each other 24/7.
Right.
Now, kind of sort of going off what you were saying about being single or not being single. I mean, at the same time, it's also going to depend on your agreement within each other. Personally, if I'm single, you know, depending on how me and my ex relationship is or was, you know, might be open to being friends. But knowing me, I am gonna still want the cookie box.
Oh, a typical man.
But what I'm saying that's just me. Now I can come to we can have that conversation and be like, no, I don't want that. Cool, let's just be friends. But now we can have a different conversations like, you know, yeah, we're just friends, blah 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 blah. But we can still do this part until like I'm committed. You know. That's just my
Can I get tagged in yet?
No, wait.
Oh my God.
Wait, so okay, go ahead.
Really, bro? Okay. Tag me in, bro. All right. I'm gonna answer this question in 3 parts. Is that okay?
Let's go with
Okay, Kanye.
Nah, but it's gonna be like this though. First, single, and it's gonna be real brief. If you are single, then you can absolutely have a a friend out of be a friend with your ex. If you are single, then you can absolutely be a friend with your ex. Because there is no one to offend unless that ex is in a relationship. Now, if you are in a relationship and you run the risk of offending your partner, and I have grown in this area tremendously. Because matter of fact, when I first got with my wife, I was actually friends with multiple of my exes. And it offended my wife, and I didn't care. I basically was like on some, you gon' either deal with it or we ain't gonna be together type nonsense. Then, and I say that's nonsense because that's selfish. And come to find out, where I'm thinking that I can handle it just fine, I couldn't, and it wasn't even them. Sometimes, but it was me sometimes wanting to
play the field.
Yeah, kind of. Not that we did anything, but it was me. The thoughts was there, and the flirting was there. You get what I'm saying? And it could have been something with the exes.
Context.
You know what I'm saying? So, I matured and grew up, and in my maturation, no, I don't think that's gonna work. And it's not you. And I know it's one of them cliche things, but it's not you. It's me, and I'm not even lying. So maybe there are people out there who can handle it just fine, but me, I can't, and I ain't gonna. So I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation. If something were to happen, which I highly doubt, but if something were to happen with me and Ebony, and we're not together anymore, and I marry somebody else, I can't still be friends, and it may not be her who's the problem. It's me. I may want to hit. You know what I'm saying? Or it may not even be hitting. I still want that connection that we had. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave this shit alone altogether. Now,
can I interject real quick?
Tag her in.
Right, tag me.
Hey.
Sometimes it's not all about you. Like you said, it's not always it. You say, oh, it's not you, it's me. But sometimes it is the other person because you could go in it thinking that, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to be friends, but you still don't know what type of tie that person still has to you. So therefore, here you are thinking, oh, I'm just checking up on you and being friendly, whatnot. And they see it as a totally different light. They see it as a open opportunity, or as if you do still have feelings there. Right. Where genuinely, I'm just trying to see, okay, you crossed my mind. Yeah, you good? Just making sure, okay, you good. When now in the back of their mind, oh, I was on their mind. They must still think, and and that could truly not be it. So, It may not always just be you or your spouse's issue. It could be the other person. So I don't think that, and honestly, you can sit here and say, oh yeah, we have a mutual understanding. Oh, we're just going to be friends. If you truly had a deep relationship, feelings don't go away just like that.
Right.
No matter whether y'all ended on a good note, a bad note. Everything isn't just so instantaneous, except for me. I'm kind of, when I'm done, I'm done. But it still wasn't an instantaneous, oh, I'm done. It grew over time. Oh, okay, now I'm done. Now I can, part ways and be truly done. So I think until both of you are truly self-evaluate yourself to say, no, we just can't do this.
But I think that also comes with setting boundaries and having that conversation with one another, because that's where relationships fail anyway. We don't talk, but that's a whole different topic.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about having that agreement, you need to have that conversation. Both of you need to put down what exactly you want from this relationship, this new relationship. Are we doing this? Or are we not doing this? Or you know, what is too far?
Right.
What is good enough? You know, we have to set those boundaries, and that's with any relationship we have, whether it's old or new. We gotta have those boundaries.
Right.
Because without them, I mean, we're just loose ends.
Well, I'll just say I was on the fence, like I said before, but an ex is an ex for a reason.
True.
That part.
I'll say, going off of what Dom said, man. I always say the only people that can, y'all know my famous line by now. The only people that can define a relationship is the people that's in it. So if it is agreeable, then by all means, y'all do you. I'm just saying it hasn't worked for me, and I can only speak from me, because I'll say this. I seen a video just yesterday on social media, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful video where a best man was at a wedding, and but come to find out, the groom, they were best friends.
The best man was with the
wife.
the
best. Yeah, I did.
Right. And
yeah,
obviously they're all friends.
right.
So everybody's different. You know, they can probably handle that, or they could have just dated quickly. It may not have been a whole. Because sometimes it be like that, though. And then we could talk about that, too. But sometimes, because I'd rather my friend be happy. Because maybe I met the girl. You know what I mean? And we were cool, but I see that they actually are more... I see that they're actually more compatible. You know what I mean? So... Well,
Yeah,
I see Dom over there like, nah,
but
I ain't with that.
That's actually what the
depends
best
on the
man said,
relationship.
though. He was like, I could tell by the way they looked at each other. And he
Yeah.
was like, but that was while I was dating her.
I was
What?
dating, like, he was like, dang, bro. But all I'm saying is, bro, if I meet this girl, right, and we've been dating for, let's just say like 3 months, but I see that my best friend is like, he's not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but they really bonded. And I might just be like, you know what, y'all can talk to each other. We dating. I think people get this until you put a ring on it and y'all married. I ain't saying it's not serious, but it hasn't gotten that serious until you really ready to commit to it.
Right.
So if you're just dating somebody, y'all, this kind of sketchy. This kind of water.
Because that's kind of what you just said. The reason why I said that is because personally, I'm not married, but me and Molly, we've been together for 3 years, and we are.
But y'all on
But
the
you're
verge, y'all.
committed, right?
But y'all,
But-
y'all committed though. So 3 years to me, at 3 years, I'm committed to. That's why I said 3 months. I didn't say 3 years.
But what I'm saying is, even at the beginning of our relationship, like we knew, you know what I'm saying? That's just because I had my feelings for her. It happened to be mutual, you know. Now, if you see that your girl is really getting, cool with your homie, but you got real tight feelings for her, you know what I'm saying? You not just gonna just open up like 9 times. Most men not gonna do that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It takes a real man to do something like it takes a special.
I think it's all. I think with that it might be situational because I've always went by
Hold
bro code.
on, wait a minute. This ain't got nothing to do with bro code because, and this I'm about to tell you, because I specifically said that he's not being disrespectful or anything. Did I not? I said that, right? I said the guy's not being disrespectful. And you can rewind it when it comes out. Okay. But I said the guy's not being disrespectful because a real friend would never do that to you anyway. He's never going to try to holler at your girl. They're just we sitting here just talking. They're just like, okay, me and Marquita, we just sitting here talking. We being friends. That's what you do, right?
Right.
I never said he tried to push up on her. She ain't even disrespect you, and she tried to push up on him. You just can. I guess it really gonna come with the more you mature, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can just see the vibes. You can feel the vibes. You just know it. And all I'm saying is if you can see that, and y'all at the beginning stage, I ain't saying you 3 years deep into the thing. I'm saying you just met the girl. You just learning her your damn self. You just met the girl, and you like, you know what? They might be better for each other because you may be trying to hold on to something that may be a disaster for you, but great for him anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, you also got to think of this as well. You know, my girl can, you know, my girl gets along with my cousin very well. You know, but
that's different, bro. They not about to mess around, bro. That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that, you know, you could portray it as if like, you know, oh, they get along very well. They could be a good couple, or they could just be really cool with each other, and that's it. That could be taken in different perspectives.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like, how can I say? You get along with my wife. I don't think there's gonna be like something going on between. That's not what I'm saying. Like I said, it's gonna have to come with maturation. The more when you become older, you got to realize me and you got at least a decade in between us as well. You're gonna start seeing stuff stuff differently. Every year that passes, you get what I'm saying. The more you do things, the more you're exposed to, you're gonna see things differently. All I'm saying is, if I'm at the beginning, because obviously I'm right, because you see that we were just talking about the video. This guy allowed them to get with each other, and then they're married and everybody's happy. And that's not the only story. That's just a more recent one. You get what I'm saying?
But
there's plenty of stories like that.
Put the hoonching part in it.
What?
The sex part.
What about sex?
I'm just saying. So you're saying that, say for instance, you're talking to someone, and you know, y'all don't work out, but y'all hoonched. But then, you know, your best friend sees her out in the streets, and you know, is interested.
Oh, you saying, okay? I wasn't even thinking on that, but okay. So what y'all saying is, if you already had sex with her,
that's the bro code.
That's breaking bro code. Unless you have that conversation.
You ain't gotta have that conversation. This is my thing. Okay. If I've been with this girl for 3 months, no, hear me out though.
I'm hearing you out.
If I've been with this girl for 3 months, bro, and you know we done fuck.
Oh jeez. And
then okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I can edit that. If I've been with her for 3 months, bro, you know we had sex. So all I'm saying is, and that's actually another topic. Matter of fact, just make it right now. Can you be with somebody that you know had sex with one of your friends? Me personally, I'm mature enough to say, yeah, I don't care.
But I don't think people always know either, because depending on the how close you and your guy are, and y'all could you may not see this girl to the point of you done already started talking to your guys about it.
Isn't this the Best Man? Didn't all this happen in The Best Man?
The Best Man movie.
Okay, so even in that movie, didn't we say that he was wrong for not telling him? But that's not what this situation is, though. So we trying to make a situation out of something that ain't even this. It's not the same, because we're talking about, you are aware that this is my girlfriend and we've been talking for months, and we probably, let's say we live in the same apartment or something. You hear us fucking. I mean, you hear us having sex, and you up here on the other hand talking about, I smashed this girl on some one night stand type deal, and she met him, and then I'm like, I just ain't gonna say nothing about it. That's breaking bro code, because that to me that's fighting shit right there. Because you could have told me that you knew this girl and you smashed her. I may have still been like, cool, I'm gonna talk to her, but at least I have the option to be like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? You taking that option away from me by not telling me that you done smashed my damn girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I know it was before that we got together, but still, you took the option away. So a real friend wouldn't do that anyway. A real friend would not do that. I would not sit here and me and Dom cool, and he start talking to Marquita, and I done smashed Marquita like a year ago, right? And then whatever, man. Whatever.
Like, hey, just throw me in the mix.
But I'm saying though, if I met her before, I smashed her a year ago. Me and him is tight as hell, and they meet each other. They come around and be like, "Yo, I want you to meet my girlfriend," and we go out for drinks, and then we just sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna say something. And I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna say something right now. Like, whoa, hey, homie, let me pull you to the side real quick. I don't know how you gonna take this if you gonna come out your bag, but I got to let you know. He don't get that reference, right? But I gotta let you know, bro. Your girlfriend, man, or the girl that you just introduced. Obviously, y'all at the beginning. That's why you should do it right at the beginning. I met her last year, and we had a one night thing. It wasn't nothing serious, but at least that gives him the option to say, is he comfortable with continuing to go, or is he just gonna smash the girl and he gonna hit it too? Because it's mighty funny that it ain't a problem when we just both tagging it up, but when they have feelings for each other, then it's a problem that she had sex with him. You get what I'm saying? If we just both fuck the same girl, then it's cool. But if we both fucked her and I'm trying to pursue her in a relationship, then it's a problem.
That's why I was saying, you gotta have that conversation, and you gotta like I said, if you came to me and told me, hey, I smashed her, it's like, okay. Well, one, I have to make a decision if I'm, cool with that, and two,
right.
I had to, as you being my bro, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm thinking, well, is this okay? This from with our relationship, you know what I'm saying? Because you already smashed. Mm-hmm.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
But you got to know what kind of bro you need to know. First of all, that's why I keep my circle small. Number one.
But that's why I'm just saying you got to have that conversation.
You need to know what kind of mans you dealing with anyway. Because if your man's, first of all, if he gonna you need to let your mans go. If you find out a year down the line, you probably need to let your mans go, because he done let you sit around here for a whole year, and now in the back of your mind, you can't help but think, damn, if they already fucked. That one time I went to the grocery store and they was at the crib together, or whatever the case may be. All that shit in the back, gonna play in the back of your mind. That shit ain't gonna work out no way. I'm telling you, bro. So you need to check. You gonna have to drop your girl and your bro. I'm telling you, both of them. I'm breaking up with both of you.
Everybody out the picture.
Yeah, I'm just breaking up with both of you, man. So I mean, but that comes with, like I said, maturation in different areas. Everybody matures in different areas at different times. And I don't trust a whole lot of people, so I ain't really got a whole bunch of stock into the whole bro code shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. I think it's just a matter of fucking respect. If you ain't got no respect for me, you don't need to be around me. You know what I mean? I know, I get all that, man. The hell with all that, man.
But that's basically what bro code is. It's just, disrespecting,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is. But it's just like everybody. But
the way it might be portrayed to how what bro code is, it might be different from other people.
But it's just so many. It's pretty. Everybody I know, the rules pretty. They really need to go unsaid. It's just certain respect. It's just respect, man. You either know it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, if I just don't trust a lot. I guess that's just me. I guess I just don't have a lot of trust for a lot of people.
You can't trust a lot of people.
Yeah,
not nowadays.
Yeah,
not ever.
Because people will sit here and your women especially, will lie straight to you. Look at you, Dad.
Man, you too.
Wait a minute.
Man, you should have met me when I was 13.
Black women don't lie.
Right.
Hashtag.
Right.
Man, shit. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Bruh, I'm telling you this because I was that dog. In high school, I was that dog. I was the one. No, I was the one. I was the one that you talking about, bro. I had no values. When it came to having sex, I ain't had no morals, no values. I smash them all. I was in high school. I was having sex with grown women who were married.
Oh Jesus!
You know what I'm saying, bro? In high school, I was just a fool, man. So I'm telling you now, people on, you know what I'm saying, basketball team, football team are smashing their girls while they were playing game. But look though,
Savage.
This my whole thing. To me, there wasn't no bro code, because first of all, like I told you, I can literally sit here and say right now, and people hearing it, I only had 2 friends in high school, and I never messed with their girls. My whole thing was, I ain't had no friends just because I talked to you didn't mean we were friends. I never felt like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I wasn't saying that. We talk, but we friends. No.
Nah, yeah, damn all that, bro. I wasn't on that type of shit. But now how I am, I guess if I even know you, I'm just not. I can't see myself being grimy like that. You know what I'm saying? Just from even knowing you, like I feel like we got to grow up at some point. You know what I mean? Like you out here hurting people. You know, that shit ain't cool. And then you wonder why people be killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Because you out here over some tail. Because you out here being an asshole, man, and hurting people. I'm not proud of that shit I just said. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that shit don't... In high school, you felt like that gave you some type of clout or something, but now...
It definitely gave you clout.
Yeah, high school. But think about that. You talking about amongst kids. You know? They stupid. You talking about some dumbass kids. As a grown man, bro, there's no clout in freaking being promiscuous, bro. Damn all that shit. Get married, bro. Go fucking get married or don't be married and just live your life. But, man, don't be running around acting like that shit is cute. All these fucking diseases out here. You got monkeypox now. You ain't even got to worry about STD. That's the least of your worries. Shit, all this other shit out here, man. Come on, man. There ain't no clout in it out here having sex with any and everything no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess it just comes with growing up, man. Seriously. Because I'm going to tell you, bro, I was a fool. But I literally do not say that proudly, though. I'm not saying that like it's cool. And I want to be clear because, like I said, people listen to you, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, they were sitting here clowning this boy on Twitter or something because he said that he lost his virginity at 18. And this girl, was saying that, yeah, that's late as hell, you lame, you fucking lame. And I'm like, yo, why do we praise? We praise the wrong shit and ridicule the right shit. Mm-hmm. Bro, this man lost his virginity at 18, bro. We should be sitting here like, yo, bro, you are awesome.
Right.
I don't know how you accomplished doing that, but you are fucking amazing, bro. Mm-hmm. How in the hell did you make it through life and only lost your virginity at 18, bro? You are blessed, man.
It's hard.
Right.
I get it, bro, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I give you a lot of props for that, man.
Right.
But people out here acting like, oh, you lame. What age did you want them to lose it at? Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, well, it was, for me, like in school, it was common to lose your virginity in 7th grade. Oh. Easy.
And I agree, but we know that that's not correct.
Right.
Right. But
that's not something to be proud of.
Yeah. You know.
How old are you in 7th grade? Freaking 11, 12?
13. 14,
maybe. Okay.
Anyway, but like my thing is, damn, I done lost my thought about it.
You were talking about it losing your and I was saying it's not something to be proud of.
You said no. Okay. So yeah. You know, a lot of people, you know, lost their virginity in middle school.
Yeah,
and that's
for
where
sure.
It started, especially in 8th grade.
And I lost mine in elementary.
If you didn't lose it in 7th grade, you was losing it in 8th grade before you went to high school because it was more of a
It's like a rite of passage, so to speak.
No, it was one of those things. Everybody's doing it. So in order to be cool,
yeah,
you know, you gotta lose your virginity. You know, and that one for women especially, you know, that you lose your personal dignity when you do that. You don't realize it until afterwards. You get this big old hype. Oh man, I need to have sex before this and that. Blah blah blah. Or my friends are gonna look at me this way or that way. Nobody really know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as children, as kids, we're vulnerable and we're so tied to our peers instead of the knowledge. And two, you also got to think too. You know, you got a lot of kids, especially where in the schools that I went to. You know, most of us were in poverty, so you know, a lot of kids in poverty are not taught certain things. We're not. We didn't have structure at the beginning. So when we go to school, that's all we know is our peers.
Right.
So when it comes to drama, the drama appears because we're not getting that attention at home. So we come to school and bring home to school.
Right.
So everything's happening at school. So you have your advice is coming from another child. It's not coming from somebody with experience. That's just something that I dealt with a lot. I'm not gonna tell you how many friends I had that they didn't have that. They didn't have parents.
Right. That's sad.
Cared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They didn't care
But that's sadly the truth for a lot of people, man.
And
that's the truth,
it kind of just goes on tying into what you had said. We gotta stop tying in when you said about education and comprehension and stuff like that. A lot of especially minorities don't know don't know how to do that because we're not taught. We're just thrown in school to hope that we would get some information, but when we get home, it's not practice. It's not, hey, you need to do this, or you got homework to do. Your parent was like, go do this, go do that, go take care of my responsibilities. Which
ties back into the whole race, white supremacy.
Yeah,
which ties back into that, and it's funny how. And it's really funny how, you're starting to see how all this stuff relates, even in our shows. We think we got this topic and this topic and this topic and this topic, and you think they're not relatable, but they correlate.
Right.
They correlate. We're jumping from fitness to such and such. All that shit is relating. You get what I'm saying? Until you start maturing and understanding. All this shit is the same. It's literally y'all. When I say y'all, them Trump supporting white people don't realize that what happened messed up an entirety of, and it's still showing through today.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But don't nobody want to really have that conversation, and it's sad, man. It's sad. But back to, and this is why we have people sitting here demeaning someone for not losing their virginity to the 18 instead of praising them. We calling this person a clown, and the girl, and it's really sad because it was a girl doing the shit. She was fucking probably in her mid-20s. Talking about, you look like a motherfucker ain't lost your virginity. You don't get no pussy, bitch. You don't get no pussy. You first of all, look how you talking, man. Look how you talking, and you up here talking about. And you up here, and then wonder why y'all don't get no respect. I'm talking about as women. Why it's so hard to get some fucking respect? You don't respect your goddamn selves. And you come on, what are you talking about? And then these monks, the education level is so low that they think that what they're saying is correct. And they get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing we were talking about with our daughter one time. They can't handle anything, so they get frustrated. And it don't even be that serious. They shut down, and they just be like, oh, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? Breathe, man. You good. Ain't nobody bothering you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yo, relax, man. I got you, baby. Relax. Everything's going to be okay. Yo, hold yourself out until you get married. Would it be even better? Regardless of your age, till you get married would be even better. Do not demean these brothers out here who are holding themselves for the right woman, and that, and in that aspect, they are doing it together, maturing sexually together.
Right.
That's natural. That's not unnatural. Right. Unnatural. Excuse me. That's not unnatural. That's actually the natural thing to do. And I'm gonna leave it alone, man. Okay. What advice would you give your younger self?
Read more.
Yeah. I said finish school, invest.
That part.
Don't be afraid of no. Take chances. Find a hobby. Interest, be fearless, travel, and just take people as face value.
That's a good one. What about you?
It started that way, went that way.
It don't matter what order it go.
Go ahead, man.
I could sum mine up and just say, knowing where I am in life now. Mine is a little bit, I guess, more straightforward and a little harsh, but you know better. Like, there are so many different aspects of younger me. You know better. Not even necessarily just all bad things, but you know better than to allow people to do certain things to you. You know better than some of the decisions that younger me made. You know better than to make wrong financial decisions. It's so many different things that, like I said, to sum it up is, you know better. So if I could tell my younger self that, my subconscious would say, girl, you know better. Don't you do that. You know better.
Right.
Don't you say that. You know better. Don't you go there. You know better.
Justin.
Right.
I think that I would tell my younger self that it's okay to be different.
Mm-hmm.
That the fear of inadequacy is not shameful, but rather a strength. I would tell myself that honoring yourself, honoring your body is something to be proud of, not something to be ashamed of. And I would tell myself to continue to persevere, continue to strive for every goal, and not let the doubt of others interfere with the plans of God.
Definitely.
And I would leave it at that.
Shoot, I did want to add one thing though too, because I felt one thing I could have done better was, you know, not listen to other people, especially my family. Mm-hmm. The reason why I said it is because when I was 17, 18 years old, I started thinking about, man, I want to do something, but I don't want to go to school. Mm-hmm. And I want to, you know, I always had the idea of working for myself. But I let my parents' opinions drift me away from even starting. Because, right. You know, because my mind is my parents, you know, they know what's best for me. Mm-hmm. But in reality, they just knew what was best for them. They didn't know what was best for me.
Right.
We never had that conversation. They only can go off of what they knew.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ain't, you know, shitting on them for that. I mean, regardless of the fact I, you know, love and respect everything, because they did the best that they could.
What they knew.
The way right. they knew how to. Mm-hmm. You know? Because, I mean, personally, I feel like if I didn't let certain people words get to me, I'd be in a different place right now. Mm. But
definitely,
confidence is
absolutely
definitely something I wish I could have had more of then.
Well, here's the key, man. Here's the key to the three of you, man. To myself, the four of us. We ain't done yet.
Amen.
Right.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Man, take that advice, man. Mm-hmm. Push. Oh, yeah. I have a saying, man, that I've been telling myself for probably the last 10 years. And that saying is never fail for the lack of trying. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing has always been, even before my son came, I was aware that I was going to have a son. And God had told me. And my whole thing since that time, that was 10 years ago. So since that time was never fail for the lack of trying. That was my motto of telling myself that at the end of the day, I will have a child that will look to me, right, for guidance, and example. And if I can look at myself in the mirror and say that I tried to accomplish everything that I wanted to do, I actually put forth an effort. If I failed, then so be it, I failed. But I didn't fail because I did not put forth an effort.
Right.
Right? So, man, that was my Steve Harvey close.
Well, all right, Steve.
And we gon' ride out. We gon' ride out with that, man.
Hey.
And man, I as always, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
Y'all know the music, man.
Yep. See you later.
I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all ain't even got to the end because this damn thing probably over 2 hours long.
Ooh, let's hope we can edit this down.
We will see y'all next episode. Stay tuned.
Yes. More to come.
Hey, speaking of like the next episode, who's interested without telling your age? What song reminds you of your high school years? And mine is same OG. Even though I might be on TV. Genuine, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about? There ain't no change in me. I can only be me.
My song would have been True by Lloyd.
Dang, what would be my song?
True by Lloyd. True, you talking about when his little comeback song? High school?
Well, he's younger than us.
Yeah, but damn, that seemed like it just came out.